Hi, today on the Bookworms, we're going to be reviewing a book that has a little bit more heavy subject matter. But it is an eye opener. I scarcely cry over fiction unless it's David Tennant's Regeneration, Doctor Who, or this book. Um, so it's an eye opener. It does have mature subject matter. So if you are of a younger audience, please, I would highly suggest getting your parents to watch this with you, or your parents' permission to read this book. Thank you. As previously mentioned, today on the Bookworms, we are going to be talking about a book that is quite feelsy, and yes, feelsy is a word that I made up just now, and it means sad and invokes feelings in you. It's called Chanda's Secrets by Alan Stratton. The thing that Stratton illustrates here is that of a sub-Saharan country where poverty and war and corruption are on the rage almost all the time. However, he illustrates a point that wasn't quite aware actually was there or existed until I read this book. The issue that Stratton points out is the pandemic of HIV/AIDS. Most people know of this disease. However, if you don't know, here's the rundown. HIV/AIDS is most commonly transferred through sexual intercourse, and it affects the immune system. However, other ways you can contract it is through a contaminated blood transfusion or from mother to child, either via birth or via breastfeeding. Side note, it can only be contracted if one person already has the infection. So always know if your partner is infected or not. Just make sure you talk, because most protections currently, they do decrease your chances, however they're not 100%. Back on track, HIV/AIDS affects the immune system, so it's something you don't want to be getting. However, there are medications that can slow down the effects. The bad side of this is they are exuberantly expensive, which brings us back to our story. The plot of Chanda's Secrets revolves around Chanda Cabello, a 16-year-old girl who loves school and really wants to get her scholarship. However, these goals are flipped on their heads when her brothers and her father die in a mining accident. This accident leaves Chanda and her mother to fend for themselves. After two stepfathers giving Chanda two more siblings, we now find where the story begins. Where they're in the third stepfather, Jonah, a miserable drunk who gets some money by doing odd jobs here and there, but he's never really around. He gives Chanda a third sister. Well, not a third sister, a third sibling, who is a sister. But Sarah was her name. Sadly, she dies before she can become 1 year old. And followed by this death, Chanda's mother's health begins to decline. Nobody wants to say it's AIDS. Nobody ever wants to say it's AIDS, as if you say it's AIDS, you will be excluded from everything. Nobody will be there to help you. Society will forget you exist. Which brings us to the struggle of Esther, Chanda's best friend. Esther, after her parents died, was separated from her siblings and was forced to live with her extremely cruel aunt and uncle. She wants to bring back her siblings, however she requires money to do this, so she goes with the easiest job there is, prostitution. However, she might be contracting AIDS like this and needs Chanda's help. However, like previously mentioned, people will be separated. Chanda wants to help, but she can't, and she is conflicted with all of this struggle. That's what I love about Chanda. She is human. Compared to most fiction being printed in the recent age, they're all the same. They are not human. They are just the same person reprinted in a separate body in a different time period, in a different place. But being human means you're different. You have the ability to feel and be independent, yet at the same time be dependent. And this is exactly what Chanda was, and this is exactly what her struggle was. So I really, really encourage you go and buy this book. It's a 10 out of 10 read, and it's an eye-opener, and you won't forget it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button or the favorite button. And if you want to see more like this, hit the subscribe button wherever YouTube has it now. They're always changing it. You can also go like our Facebook fan page, link in the description as well. Next week, I'll be reviewing The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, who is a YouTuber here, and I'll put a link to his channel in the description. You can go subscribe to him because they have a really good channel there too. Alright, see you next week.